And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another episode of the Talkin' NASCAR podcast. I'm being joined today by Hitmaster. Oh, yeah.
Hello.
It is the coveted MIS weekend, or it will be.
Hell yeah.
Already started, so it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to get back to there. Um, I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna check out. We'll talk all about MIS later. Of course, we're gonna talk about it, but we got a lot of other things to talk about as well, including recapping Road America and Richmond. The Truck Series playoff grid is set, so we're gonna preview that as well. Who made it? Who didn't make it? Plus, it was a pretty exciting weekend of racing overall for all three series. So,
Especially Cup.
yeah, sure. Um, But we got a lot of news as well. The Hall of Fame, 2024 Hall of Fame inductees have been announced. So we're going to say who they are, including a bunch of other stuff. And at the end, so now that we're in the month of August, we are going to be, of course, the playoff grid for the trucks has already been set. We're also going to do the playoff outlooks for the Xfinity and Cup Series leading up to their end of their regular seasons. And of course, previewing our home track weekend at MIS. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Got the tickets right on that board. Got booked. It's
Nice. Anyway, let's talk about the last weekends of racing. We'll start with Road America, the Xfinity race first, because that happened before the truck race did. Of course, they were at Road America. There was a lot of brake failures in the Xfinity race. A lot of hard hits as a result. Three major ones. Guys were just. Chandler Smith, I think it was. He had an incident where his brakes failed. He was going down the fastest part of the track, and so he turned left to go into the wall instead of going head on into the barrier at the end of the turn. Smart move, but a few other drivers were impacted by that as well. Which was a little surprising that they had that many issues, seeing that they've been going to Road America for a while. I wouldn't expect them to have that many problems, but they did. Justin Allgaier dominated this race, but due to some late cautions, his lead was evaporated, and he got caught up in some pretty unfortunate incidents late and blew the lead and lost the race that he had dominated. And it opened up the door for a wild finish. We saw like 8 passes for the lead in like the final 2 laps of the race. Cars were flying all over the track, but at the end of the day, Sam Mayer went through and got his first ever victory in the Xfinity Series at Road America. So congratulations, Sam Mayer. Hard fought win, a really, really thrilling finish. I mean, cars were flying all over the track. Mayer himself was spinning around, and he somehow was able to make a recovery and make a pass for the lead over AJ Allmendinger and a few other. No, AJ Allmendinger wasn't in this race. Whoever was running the Colleague 10 this weekend.
No, Allmendinger was in this.
He was?
I can remember them talking about the Cup Series and saying, well, Allmendinger missed practice and qualifying because he was in the Xfinity Series.
Oh, yeah. So he was running. Allmendinger almost won. A few other guys almost won. Sage Karam was up at the front for a little bit. But it was Sam Mayer, the number 1 car, that was able to get the win. So great job. First ever win. I thought he had already won before. So it was pretty cool to see his first win. And I think there will definitely be more to come from Mayer going forward. So that was really nice. Then to the Truck Series, they're at Richmond. There was a rain delay, even though there wasn't any rain. It was just lightning in the area. That was a little weird. Ty Majeski dominated this race. This was a subpar race for Truck Series at Richmond. I mean, the whole drama was who's going to make the playoffs. You know, the whole thing with Matt Crafton, who had like a 10-point cushion, I think it was, going into the race. He had made every single truck playoffs before this, and people were wondering if he wasn't going to make it. He did. He put up a pretty good run, was able to get some stage points and give him a little bit of a buffer, and he was able to get in as the last guy in to the truck playoffs. As far as the race, like I said, Ty Majeski dominated, but Carson Hocevar was able to snag the win thanks to a late pit strategy that gave him much fresher tires, and he was able to easily eat up Majeski's lead and run away with the victory, taking it. So that was really, really. But otherwise, it wasn't that great of a truck race. It was pretty boring. Not a lot of passing, and you know, and I'll talk about some other issues with it that kind of bled over into the Cup race, in my opinion. Speaking of the Cup race, what a race this was, for sure. Only 3 cautions the entire race for a 400 lap short track race. Only 3 yellows. 2 of them were for stage yellows. The only one that wasn't was a Daniel Suarez spin with about, what was it, 8 to go, something like that. He spun.
I think so. Yeah.
That set up.
They said. Oh, go ahead.
No, it set up a pretty exciting finish nonetheless. But
Right.
God, it was so boring just to watch them. And there's a big reason why I think this happened, and it's kind of a big problem about Richmond overall. I'll go on that in a minute, but Chris Buescher clutches out a victory. Where did this come from? Okay, it's kind of like when I saw him win at Bristol last year, right? It was a comer and goer situation. Nobody had him as a radar pick to win the race, and then he just comes out of nowhere, clutches out the end of this race. Okay, he was not like lucking out here. He dominated the end of this race and was able to get the win.
Both RFK Racing was doing good. Brad Keselowski was leading, and then it was 1-2 at some points, and then Brad Keselowski just missed a pit, and then Chris Buescher said, "I'm taking it from you."
Take the victory, yeah. So Buescher.
So RFK was doing good.
It was a good weekend for RFK for sure. Good weekend for 2311 as well. Reddick and Bubba Wallace both had really good runs going. But Buescher won, shook up the playoff grid as he locked himself in after he was not going to get in on points at all, and was able to get the win. So I don't know if you watched any of the races this weekend. I forgot to ask about your inputs, but
I only watched the ending part because I honestly just wanted to see the ending. Well, no, I watched the entire race, but then my phone messed up again, so I couldn't physically watch it. I had to go on YouTube, find someone that was streaming it so that I could watch it. But all I can remember is going on Peacock after I knew the race was over, and them saying Chris Buescher wins, and I'm like, they're joking, right? they're honestly joking, right? Is this just a little NASCAR joke? But no.
nope.
And then I found out that I think 32 cars were on the lead lap, and that's the most in NASCAR history. That 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 most drivers were on the lead lap.
I don't know how that happened.
Because I don't know either, but like they finished on the lead lap, I should say. Because I think the only drivers that were a lap down, if I'm looking at the race.
Last I checked, there was barely anybody on the lead lap because so much green flag racing. And then all the pit stops and stuff, on a short track can really just spread the field out. So, unless a bunch of drivers may have taken the wave around.
All right, there was 20 drivers on the lead lap by the end of the race.
Okay.
Which is still pretty decent.
I mean, that's over half the field, so there you go.
Like from 21st to last place, those guys were a lap down, but they were only like from 21st to I think it is 27th. They were all one lap down, and then 28th was 2 laps, 2 laps, 2 laps, 3 laps, 3 laps. And you got all the back markers except Daniel Suarez. I don't know how he got back there, but
Yeah, it
I
was.
mean, they didn't wreck. I mean,
There was
I'm
no.
surprised.
Yeah, that was. I have a good theory as to why that is, and I'll get to that in a minute. But first, I mean, I think after last season and also this season, we have to wonder: is Chris Buescher kind of starting to like hit his stride in NASCAR and finally starting to become a semi decent driver? Because he was a front row racing backmarker for years. Lucked out with a win at Pocono in 2016 because of a fog shortage. But I mean, now he's gotten two back-to-back years with a win. He's going back to the playoffs. Or he's going to the playoffs. I don't think he made it last season because his win came in the playoffs. But he's going to the playoffs this year, and that's pretty exciting. And he's been semi decent in RFK equipment, which is not always the greatest equipment, but he's showing his stride and stuff. So you gotta wonder, is he really starting to hit his stuff? I wonder.
I feel like he is. I mean, it is gonna take him a little bit longer because it's, yeah, 2 wins is something, but he only has 1 win in this season. If he had like maybe 2 or 3 coming into the playoffs, then I can see where, okay, he's changed. He's gonna get back. He's gonna get a better ride maybe soon. But I mean, even then, RFK is doing okay.
Yep, I'd say they're
Man, our
better than
Michigan native Brad Keselowski's doing good with the team.
last season for sure.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's always a nice improvement. But anyway, like I said, I think there's a reason why we saw some bad product racing at Richmond, and that's because Richmond is in desperate need of a repave. It was a
That's how you
very
talk this week.
tire wear was a very apparent issue in both the truck race and the cup race. People like they and I think because the tires wore out so fast, people just weren't willing to really make some big passes or make some big runs at the lead until very late in the race because they know that they're in for a long haul and they're going to use up their tires within a couple of laps. And
Right.
that just makes for some pretty boring racing, and I think we especially saw that in Cup. Only 3 cautions, and the only time we could only had one if they didn't have stages, and just a lot of green flag pit stops and stuff like that. And I think it's also because they run this race during the day now. I don't know why they decided to go to a Richmond day race. I don't think it makes it any better, and I think the night race would have a little bit better on the tire wear, though the trucks ran at night and they also had bad tire wear, so I don't know, but Richmond hasn't always been like this. The surface is old though. It needs a repave. I think it's also too flat of a surface. It needs a reconfiguration. That's exactly what Texas got though about 6 years ago, and look what happened to Texas. So, but honestly, Texas was good, still good before the repave. They didn't really need to reconfigure it. Richmond though desperately needs it. It's a bad track now. Just do something with it. I mean, a repave would be fine. Like you can keep it flat. A repave is all it needs, and I think it would be astronomically better racing product, even if they kept it during the daytime, because drivers would be more willing to take risks because their tires wouldn't wear off within 2 laps.
I know doing iRacing a lot, and I know I say it's a simulation and everything, but it's actually how NASCAR drivers feel for the car because I'm trying doing the trucks and I'm almost spinning out lap 2, and it's like
Right.
it it desperately needs it, like you said, it desperately needs it,
So I
just like
hope
many other tracks. Michigan.
Michigan doesn't need a repave as much as Richmond does. It got one like 11 years ago. So is it really?
Exactly 11 years ago.
No, Richmond's been longer than that. I think. I don't know, but I don't know. It just needs it badly, and I hope after this year's product, I think NASCAR will hopefully take a look at that and say, okay, maybe it's time we finally do some work here, reconfigure it, repave it, do something, or don't have 2 dates. How does this track have 2 dates still? Okay, there's other tracks on the schedule that's still 2 dates: Talladega, Daytona, Bristol, Martinsville. All those, they make sense that they're 2 dates. Richmond does not make any sense as to why it has 2 dates still on the schedule. It makes zero sense. The crowd level just isn't there. The product isn't there. Why? Just why? Why? Makes no sense to me at all. But I don't know if you have any final points to add before we go away with Richmond, but
one more thing. I know for a fact I saw this on Reddit too. Kyle Larson got his revenge.
I was looking for that during the race.
So Kyle Larson did get his revenge, but it was after the race. He was trying to make sure not to get in that wreck on the backstretch. He bumps into Hamlin, and Hamlin hits the wall, and Kyle Larson goes. Well, Hamlin was angry, very angry.
Yeah, no shit.
And Kyle Larson was talking to one of the guys that's on Reddit, and he goes, I mean, what did he say last week? And then Kyle Larson he said that he would do the same thing. Well, guess what? I did the same thing. So slammed him into the wall, even though he was already finished. But I mean, Kyle Larson did get his revenge. People did boo at Denny Hamlin at his home track, which made me even more happy.
Oh God, I cannot wait for Sunday. And
I can't wait for Sunday. My dad said he's gonna boo that entire 23-11. 23-11 with a passion.
I just hope that we maybe. I don't think that was fully justified revenge, because you said it took place after the race was already over, so it didn't affect the results at all. And even though it was like contact about it, so I'm hoping we see something a little more elaborate at MIS or at the upcoming road course races.
Be honest, what I want to see is Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, final lap at MIS, because I'm going to be right near turn 4. So if anything happens on the white flag, I hope Kyle Larson is in that same position and pushes Hamlin into the wall and Larson wins.
That would be
I would
crazy.
be so happy.
I think it'd be even crazier if they both wreck themselves, and you got Kevin Harvick and you got like Chase Elliott or Kevin Harvick in third and just squeak on by and take the win or something. I think that would be pretty fun. We get a fight on pit road or in the infield or something like that would be something. But we'll see if the saga continues on. But
Haley Arbor.
Anyway. That's it for our weekend, the last weekend stuff. Overall, pretty decent, but some complaints, some things that needed to be addressed. We got brought it up. Moving on to other news stuff. First off, this is kind of old news, kind of not. Catherine Legge. She is going to be running 4 Xfinity races this season for Greenlight Racing. Actually, she's already ran one of the 4. She ran Road America. She finished last. So not a great race for her, but she's also running the Indy race, Watkins Glen, and the Roval. So she'll get some more chances, hopefully for a little bit better of an experience there. But it's cool to see that she's getting more rides. So one of the bigger news pieces that came out was the 7-year broadcast deal signed for all Xfinity races are going to be broadcasted on the CW. CW is a network channel, not really that well known, but they do have like Maury and Family Guy and a few other shows.
CW is dead.
But anyways, that's going to be starting in 2025, going through 2031. So that was just signed. And honestly, there's a lot of mixed reception on this deal. I'm glad they're doing it with the Xfinity series only, because that one doesn't get that great of ratings anyways on the main network. So maybe more accessibility will give it more exposure, something like that. See how it works, But
And then also sometimes maybe you could do an Xfinity night race when the Cup is doing the Xfinity or doing their night race. And then, if NASCAR's on USA, you could put the Xfinity series to Sunday and they could both have a race. And then people could just switch whenever there's a commercial on the Cup and go to the Xfinity series. There's a commercial on the Xfinity series, switch to the Cup. You could go back and forth. So you could see both races at the same time.
That could be an interesting thing that they might try for a couple times, but we'll see. Now, Shane Van Gisbergen was also in the news. First off, he is going to be running. He's going to be making his NASCAR Oval debut at the Indy Raceway Park truck race in a couple of weeks. Well, actually, a little over a week now, but so he'll be racing with Nice Motorsports there. And he's also said
he wins there, I swear to God.
Well, I don't know if he'll win an oval, but it'll be a good experience for him because he said that he is wanting to run NASCAR full time next year. He is working out the deal for a contract. A lot of people thought it would be 2025, but it looks like he might try and push it up to next year, 2024, which would be very, very interesting. So hopefully something good works out there. We know that he is running the Indy Road Course race as well, so we'll get to see his stuff there. And maybe he'll get a few other one-off deals. Probably not for Watkins Glen, but maybe the Roval. We'll get to see him out there.
Definitely for the Roval.
We'll have to see. Andretti Autosport was also in the news. They're still in heavy considerations to move to NASCAR. They've been in the news for also wanting to move to F1, but they still have lots of piqued interest in moving into NASCAR competition. Though it seems like their primary market point right now is F1, because that would still be more on the open wheel-esque sort of thing. So.
Right.
There you go. MIS news. Got two paint schemes new paint schemes we're gonna see. First off, Alex Bowman's paint scheme. It's gonna be the Detroit Pistons. Alex Bowman's running a Pistons paint scheme. Oh my god, I love it. It looks so good.
I looked on Twitter, they sent it and I was like, and then this says this car is gonna be ballin' at Michigan. And I'm like, so what do you mean by that? Are you gonna mean like Michigan State basketball, Michigan basketball? And then I looked and it was a Detroit Pistons one. I'm like, I need to get this die cast.
I might have to. I legit might have to get this.
If they have it at Michigan, if they actually have Michigan, I don't know if they probably won't. But if they have it at Michigan, I'm buying it.
I might have to buy it too. I might, honestly, because that's really, really cool. I hope they also have like a cool booth set up. I know Allies usually got a booth set up for stuff at the track, like when we're at the race. I hope like the car is there and we can maybe do some cool stuff with that, with like the Pistons being there. I think that would be a really cool opportunity.
I know usually they do their, like, Michigan International Speedway do some posts on Twitter of what's going on at the track. So I'm thinking that once I'm headed on my way down there around 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, actually, I'm going to be going down there around 7, but when it's 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, I'm going to check to see what they have because, might as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You also let me know because we'll both be there. But anyway,
Okay.
the other major paint scheme that was announced, Tyler Reddick is going to be partnering with Rocket League and running a Rocket League car for MIS. And apparently there's more to this. Apparently there's going to be some bigger stuff maybe added into the game Rocket League. But that has not been announced yet. So
I love that car too.
It's gonna stand out at the race for sure.
Both my favorite things, the Detroit Pistons and Rocket League, my favorite game to play, other than NASCAR, is going to be on race cars. Oh my gosh.
It's pretty sweet. And a few other things. First off, some not so great news. Jimmy Johnson finally broke his silence about the whole family situation with his with the in-law murder. Let's see if I can find it here. Read it. I haven't read it yet, so I would not know what he said.
And like I said before, when we had this thing going on, I may hate Jimmy Johnson with a passion, but I don't wish upon his family's death. That's not who I am. That's not who I was. Because we're all human. I mean, I don't like him because of racing wise, but that's only because he wrecked me in my video game, and then I just held that conscious until until the day I die. But I do respect him for a 7-time champion. He is one of the greats. Is he greater than Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt? No, far from that. But he is a part with the 7 times, so he is good.
Basically, all it says is that he's very devastated about the incident, and the family is grieving, but they are very humbled by the outpouring of love and support during this unthinkably sad time, and remain grateful for all of your compassion, along with a few other things. So, but hopefully they start the recovery process now and can kind of get back to some semblance of a normal after a situation like that. But some more positive news-esque. Rest in peace, Fox Bet Super 6 is apparently dead. No more will it be. Apparently they must have run out of money. Because it is gone. No more trying to get Clint Boyer's money during races. So,
or in football, what's his name? Oh, a lot of people are gonna hate me not knowing this name.
Terry Bradshaw, probably.
There you go. You can't get Terry Bradshaw's money.
Nope.
Sorry,
not anymore.
Guys. They're losing money. They need more.
You can't think that many people were winning, though. But I guess it seemed like more times than not, somebody was winning. So maybe they were losing money on the whole ordeal. I don't know. But my stance on sports betting has not changed. I don't like sports betting. I think it's stupid. Just think it's a waste of your time. It makes sports not fun to watch because you're just worried about certain parts of it and not just your team winning or just enjoying the game.
The only time I bet is during Super Bowl, the championship race, the Daytona 500. Only 3 I bet. It's the only 3 things I bet on. And the NHL playoffs. But other than that, I don't bet on the MLB playoffs. Because, I'm not rich.
No.
I can't just go.
Just throwing a few bucks in there, a few bucks into there. You go over there. You go over there. No, you can't do that. I just don't do it at all. It's a losing scheme, in my opinion. A couple of other things. Corey LaJoie, we talked about in the last episode that he was in talks of a multi-year contract extension with Spire. That was officially confirmed. He will be getting a multi-year extension with Spire. He's sticking with the 7 car. Fine move on my part because he has not shown that he is ready for a higher up ride. So, give him a few...
he's better in the 7 car than any other car. I know I hate saying that. Inspire Motorsports isn't that good, but I mean, he's been recently getting like top 15s recently. So I mean, he's doing something.
Doing a little bit, but and then the Hall of Fame inductees were announced. So we got 3 inductees plus an extra award. So the 3 main inductees were Jimmy Johnson, Chad Knaus, and Donnie Allison. Those were the 3 class of 2024 inductees. And I gotta say, all deserving, in my opinion. All 3 of them are deserving of getting into the Hall of Fame. So,
especially Jimmy Johnson, Chad Knaus.
Yeah, that was pretty much a guarantee. It was not a unanimous vote, though. 4 votes were against Jimmy Johnson getting into the Hall of Fame, which people are not happy about. But Jimmy's getting in anyways, so it's not like, it was that big of a deal. But and then also Janet Guthrie was awarded the Landmark Award, so it was a special honor there. So congratulations to Janet and everybody associated with her for that prestigious award there. So the only other piece of news I had was Leland Honeyman Jr. was planning on running this weekend's Xfinity race at MIS, running the 44 car. He was denied entry into the race and will not be running anymore. That was a big plan, and he has more races planned apparently, but will not be running this weekend's events at MIS, which is quite weird. I've never heard of somebody being denied entry into a race before, especially with the field size being so much smaller than before. You would think they want more drivers in to open up the playing field, but I guess not. I don't know. Pretty crazy thing there for sure. So anyway, that's pretty much all the main news stuff I had. I don't have any more game reviews to do until I can find more to buy, but I've gotten quite the decent amount of them. I don't know if you had any other news, Hitmaster.
That's what I'm looking on Twitter right now. Okay. I was gonna say this. This was involving the not unanimous Jimmy Johnson thing. So Jimmy Johnson received 93% of the modern era ballot votes, which still is very high, but still that's shocking. Knauf's received 81%. Harry Gant finished third, followed by Ricky Rudd and Carl Edwards. And Donnie Allison received 53% of the Pioneer ballot votes. Banjo Matthews finished second.
Okay.
And a guy saying on here, it happened with Jeff Gordon. 2 people intentionally didn't vote for Gordon, so it wouldn't be unanimous. Could it be that? No, I don't think so. But I mean,
why would you not want it to be unanimous?
People don't like Hendrick drivers.
But why? But if you're not voting for a person simply because you don't want it to be unanimous, then why? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
If you think they should be in, vote for them to be in. It doesn't have to be that simple of an. Can it not be more simple than that? Seriously.
I do have 2 more things.
Okay.
So if you guys don't know what the SRX is, the SRX is the thing that Tony Stewart came up with. If you remember, there were some points at Daytona or Talladega where, legend drivers would race. I think it's the Thunderbird around the track and see who wins. Paul Tracy is not going to be racing for SRX for this year. Because he intentionally tried to wreck someone.
Hilarious.
Paul Tracy has some serious anger issues that need to be fixed.
I guess so.
Because, I don't get it. Paul Tracy never used to do that on the track, and now all of a sudden he's just an old man who just doesn't like people.
That's most old people, though. You gotta be honest here. Seriously.
Right. And then my friend did tell me that he said there was a rumor that Chase Elliott might be going to Joe Gibbs after his contract with Hendrick. I don't think that's going to happen because Napa is signed with Chase Elliott for, I think, 3 more years, but Chase Elliott's contract is up in 2 years. And also, I think since Hendrick has done so much for the Elliott family, I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Chase Elliott got his first win in Hendrick, and also Chase Elliott won his first championship in Hendrick.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the Jeff Gordon situation. Jeff Gordon won his first win in a Hendrick car. He stayed there for a very long time, and now look at him. He's a part-time owner.
Right.
And yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Elliott's going to Gibbs. That would be a very questionable move for sure.
They'd have to get rid of Ty Gibbs.
Hopefully it won't happen. Anyway, though, that's all we had for news stuff. Let's talk about the playoff outlook. So who made the truck playoffs? Let's pull up the...
I could do that.
Pull up the grid here. 8 drivers go to the playoffs. I already said that Matt Crafton made it in because they wouldn't shut up about Matt Crafton the entire race. So
Matt Crafton, me. Go ahead.
Also, comment on Matt Crafton's interview prior to the race when they were doing rain delay interviews. He was like just super impatient. He's like, Richmond sucks. We gotta get going. Come on, go. Stop talking to me. You gotta come up with better things to say if you're gonna keep interviewing me. And it goes on for like 10 minutes. I mean, they were just not letting up on Crafton at all. It's pretty awkward to watch, honestly. But
we have for the standings, Corey Heim is the leader in the point standings. So right now, he could make it past the first round if he just drives good. Zane Smith is second. Third is Carson Hocevar. Christian Eckes is fourth. I still love that last name. Grant Infinger, I do like that last name too. He's in fifth. Ty Majeski is in sixth without a win, may I say. Ben Rhodes is in seventh. Nicholas Sanchez, I don't know who he is, but he is in the playoffs. Matt DiBenedetto, yes, you heard me correct. Matty D is in the playoffs. Brings back memories when he was in the playoffs for NASCAR, but
oh well.
And then, like we said, Matt Crafton gets the final spot, and they're both 28 points behind the cutoff, so they have to do something.
And hopefully they do something.
Stuart Friesen was cut off short for just a little bit, so.
Oh, rip. But that's your truck playoff grid. For this, they're off this weekend, so we're not going to really talk about them much this rest of this episode or the next. But of course, the Xfinity and the Cup playoff grids are still in the workings. See with Sam Mayer's win, see how that shook up the Xfinity playoff grid. I would assume not much, because Sam Mayer's had a pretty good season going to this point, was probably already in on wins.
Right now, Shelton Creed and Riley Herbst are the only other two drivers that are in the playoffs. Parker Kligerman is out right now. And if I'm assuming correctly, 60, 70, he's down 65 points so from the cutoff. So has to figure out something. Oh, no, sorry. He's down 25 points.
Okay. So, tight race still going into this weekend. See if it has any true implications. Then I know there's only 4 spots left after Chris Buescher's win at Richmond. There's only 4 spots left on points for the Cup playoff grid. Somehow, some way, Chase Elliott is apparently still eligible to get in on points after a fairly decent run at Richmond, though he needs a win. I mean, like, come on. There's no way I don't think he's going to get on points, but he apparently he still can.
He did stay near the front the entire race at Richmond, which it shocked me a bit, seeing him qualify 4th and then him come back the way he did. and almost, try to contest. But I mean, even with getting points, it still did something. So he's only 40 points behind the cutoff. I mean, it could change at Michigan. If he wins at Michigan, boom, he's up there. And then Ricky Stenhouse and Chase Elliott would be all in that picture. And then Michael McDowell would get put down. And then Brad Keselowski, Bubba Wallace, and Kevin Harvick would be the last three in.
Oh yeah, Michael McDowell is somehow getting still in the playoffs on points. That is insane. Honestly, that really is.
I think with the Daytona 500 win that they got a while ago, I think that helped them get more power in their cars to get them better. But David Reagan, where is he at?
Yeah.
I think it's David Reagan in the other car. No, sorry, Todd Gillen. I don't know where I got David Reagan from. But
they don't really care about the 38, do they? 34 is
Todd Gillen's been doing okay. It's just that he's just going downhill.
Yeah. So still a tight race in the Cup playoff grid as well, though. So should be an exciting stretch to the finish as we talk about Michigan. Yay! Our home track. Yay! It's gonna be so much fun. I'm really excited to be back. I didn't get to go last year because we went to Bristol instead. So I'm pretty excited to go back and see the next gen cars on the not really high banks, but at Michigan for the first time. I can't wait to see the Pistons car in action. I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna find those tents. Okay, they're there. I'm gonna find them this year. I didn't know they existed, but now I know they exist.
I didn't either. I'm gonna try to find them too.
So where they were, it was on a vlog that what's his name? I don't remember the guy's name, but he did a vlog. Went to Michigan, and they're across the street from the front stretch, like across there's the road that goes right next to the track. They're across they're right across the street apparently. So when we're over there, I'm gonna look, and maybe we can get over there and take a look at what maybe they have, because the tents at Bristol, man, they had some really good deals, and I would love to maybe snag some 124s for another good deal at the track. Maybe they'll have some stuff different that we didn't have before. That'd be nice to see.
I know soon I will be showing off some more diecast, because my grandpa gave me some of his diecast NASCARs that he has, and he has like 10 of them. So sometime in one of the videos, I'll do 2 of them of each video so that we can see it, just like the game review.
If you have them now, you can show them off now.
I don't have them now. Oh. That's the thing.
Oh,
they're okay. My aunt's house.
Oh, okay. Well, what else are we going to be looking for at MIS? I don't know. I'm just looking for a lot of stuff to do. I mean, the haulers are the haulers. We'll go see the haulers. We'll see what booths they have and stuff like that. What other stuff we could possibly be doing. And, of course, we get to see the race. So it's always a fun time, though, and I'm pretty excited to be back. I'm going to be seeing Hitmaster there. So that's going to be...
I'll go grab the things.
And then that should be pretty fun. But as far as the on-track product, I think it's going to be a pretty decent weekend of racing. Last year's race at MIS was the first one with the next-gen car, but it rained. So you had the rain delay. And you had some spurts of, wrecks, but also some other good racing. So I think we'll be seeing another healthy mix of that. The weather does not look the greatest, but it looks fine. There's a 40% chance of rain, but that went away. It's like cloudy, but also 40% chance of rain. It kind of fluctuates between the two, so hopefully there's no rain while we're there. and hopefully get to see a good race. I can't wait to see Kevin Harvick race again for the last time in person. Chase Elliott, I can't wait to see race, and like I said, I can't wait to see the Pistons car and all that grand stuff. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun, and really excited to see that. So. But yeah, as far as and then the Xfinity and the Cup, I think we're going to see some long green flag runs, green flag pit stops, but then maybe a good sprint to dash to the finish. Fuel mileage is always a key at MIS. I don't think we're going to see the same kind of tire issues as we saw at Richmond. MIS is not necessarily known for that. But we might see a big wreck or two, some close finishes probably, some exciting finishes. So it should be a lot of fun. But I'm just really excited to be there. You guys wonder if I'm vlogging it. I'm not vlogging it this year. I'm going to film shorts instead. So you can look out for that. But should be a lot of fun there. I'm not vlogging it, but Hitmaster might be. Probably is. So there will be no. Should be a lot of fun though. I'm really excited. So I don't know if you're what other stuff you're looking forward to seeing in MIS this year or not.
I'm just looking forward to see Kevin Harvick in his last race. I think he's one of the most winningest driver at Michigan.
5 wins he's gotten there, so.
I'm looking up how many.
So, he's definitely going to be a dark horse pick to win. And he would be a very popular win, for sure. Of course, I wouldn't mind seeing Chase Elliott win. Quite honestly, I just want to see a good race and a new winner. I've seen Kevin Harvick win before in person, though it would be cool to see him again. I want to see Chase Elliott maybe win. But really? As long as it's not like Denny Hamlin, I'm probably fine with anybody except Denny Hamlin. Getting the win, honestly. So.
Yeah, from what it shows right here, the average at Michigan since February of 2020. Kevin Harvick has the most wins with 3 wins, and everyone else either has 1 win or 0 wins.
Yeah, he's been really, really good there. So that was a late.
He's led the most laps. I don't know how in the frick is Denny Hamlin above him in that picture, but he is. His lowest finish was 14th. Like, Kevin Harvick knows what he's doing, I guess.
Must be. And if it's any time to get another clutch win, it's a track you've won at 5 times. So.
Right. Yeah. Now let's do the picks for Xfinity.
Who do we think is going to win at MIS and Xfinity?
I think Shelton Creed, in my opinion. Shelton Creed's going to win it.
Sheldon Creed, huh? Who am I going to pick? I think it's going to be a weekend of redemption for Justin Allgaier after dominating Road America and not getting the result he wanted. I think he'll rebound and get a win here for Go Junior Motorsports back-to-back wins on the season. Allgaier will pick up the victory. So, and now. Dun, 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 dun. Cup prediction.
That's what I'm going to be trying to do also, trying to get these freaking more of these.
Yeah, try and get as many as you can so that we can have more drivers to pick from.
I'll have to bring these just so I can remember what I have, because I don't have Denny Hamlin anymore. I know that for a fact. I threw that away after Denny Hamlin decided to push Chase Elliott into the wall.
You threw it? You literally tossed it out?
Yeah, I tossed it out. I was that pissed.
I would have just taken it out of the pool and just left it somewhere.
I mean, it was only $5. I mean,
okay.
and then he tried wrecking Alex Bowman, and then he wrecked Kyle Larson. So my pick will be,
Here we go.
I can grab it, Christopher Bell again.
Is that the first time you've picked him since when you got the chips, aka the last race you went to?
No,
Oh.
I picked him at Pocono.
Oh. Well, maybe he'll give you good luck. You're gonna see him race. Maybe he'll win.
If that happens.
That would be crazy if that happened.
All right. And for Tyler's pick, Bubba Wallace.
Okay.
Now this ain't that bad because of the fact Bubba Wallace finished started 4th last year, and almost won. I think
He had a good run. He's coming off of a really good run at Richmond as well. So trying to make a good push at the playoffs and see if he can carry some of that Richmond momentum into another good run at MIS and get himself into the running here.
I just realized we picked both Toyotas.
Damn.
Maybe it's a sign that Toyota will be the new manufacturer at Michigan.
Let's hope not. Okay.
I want a Chevy badly.
Listen, it can be Kevin Harvick, it can be anybody. All right. Just please, no Denny Hamlin. Okay. I'll fight with anybody except Denny Hamlin. All right. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for this week's episode. I know it was a little bit shorter, but that's all right. Next week we will talk about our grand time at MIS, get through our full day experience, go through the race, and talk about the playoff grid, how it will shake up for both the Xfinity and the Cup Series. We'll talk about any other news we have, and we will then preview the weekend at the Indy Raceway Park as well as the Indy Road Course. So that should be pretty exciting there. So that's going to do it for this video. So stay tuned for much more amazing content, including more stuff with me and Hitmaster. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Goodbye.